I've been eating mostly whole foods 90% of the time. Strength training 4 to 5 days a week, walking 3 to 4 days a week, prioritizing sleep, managing stress, and even optimizing my hormones with hormone replacement therapy for almost a year. And the scale, it would drop maybe a pound or two, then bounce right back up. Does this sound familiar? Because I know I'm not alone. I've been doing all the right things for almost a year. It'll be a year in September. But it wasn't until I added what I now call my proprietary metabolic blend that I saw the scale move by 10.6 pounds in just 4 weeks. And that's where I'm currently at. And here's the thing, it wasn't just fat loss. It was inflammation melting away. I feel it. And today I'm going to share what really needs to happen in your body before a fat loss breakthrough can actually happen, and why most women skip this step completely. But before we dive in, you probably already know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and if you know another woman who's been doing all the right things but still struggling, share this video with her. It really helps spread this message to the women who really need to hear it. So if you're like me and you're a woman over 40, you know the drill. You clean up your diet, you hit the gym, maybe even track your calories, but your body still refuses to budge. And that's because there's a big difference between looking healthy on paper and having a metabolism that actually is ready to lose weight. Chronic inflammation, toxin overload, sluggish drainage pathways, poor sleep, and unbalanced hormones can all keep your body in survival mode. And when your body feels threatened, it will fight to hold on to every ounce of fat, no matter how perfect your diet and workouts are. I like to think of your metabolism like a garden. You can buy the most expensive seeds, but if the soil is depleted, full of weeds, and hasn't been watered in months, nothing is going to grow. And the same is for your metabolism. For your metabolism, the soil is what I call your terrain, the internal environment that determines how well your body responds to anything you throw at it, whether it's a diet, a new workout plan, or more advanced tools like my proprietary metabolic blend. And just to pause for a second, if you're new here, I'm Dr. Renee, a double board certified OBGYN and functional medicine doc, and I help women over 40 optimize their hormones and their health so they can do things like lose weight, have more energy, and feel like themselves again. And I can tell you from experience, the way your body responds to weight loss absolutely changes as you get older. A little story time. Back in 2012, I had a pretty big accident that left me with a broken back. It set me back mentally, physically, and emotionally. By May 2014, so 2 years later, I had enough and decided to take my life back. I started working out at home, doing what I could, nothing extreme, of course. And eventually I tried carb cycling, which is where you alternate between higher carb and lower carb days to help your metabolism use fat more efficiently. And I was successful. I lost about 20 pounds over, I'd say 3 months or so. So for most people, that would have been a huge win. But if you know me, you know I always push further. And I ended up competing in bodybuilding shows in both 2016 and 2017. And I actually earned my pro card in natural bodybuilding. So I actually maintained that lean tone look for a few years. But then, of course, life happened. The pandemic hit. Gyms closed. I had both hip surgery and relocated in 2022. And then over the past few years, that 20 pounds that I had lost crept back on. And here's the thing, losing it this time was completely different. In my 50s, dieting the way I did in my early 40s just didn't work the same. And for me personally, dieting now just triggers me to obsess about food. So instead, I focus on whole food balanced meals, making sure I hit my protein, fiber, and veggie goals on a daily basis. But even with that, the scale barely moved. And after my mom passed away fairly suddenly last June, I knew I had to take control of my health again. I was doing all the right things: strength training, walking, sleeping, managing stress, balancing hormones, and still the weight would not budge. Looking back now, I realized so much of what I was carrying in my midsection wasn't just fat, it was inflammation. So now here's what I focus on for not only myself, but my clients to make sure that that terrain or that internal environment is thriving. Number one, we focus on detox and drainage support. Think of this as opening the garbage chute in your body. If your liver, lymphatic system, gut, or kidneys are backed up, waste and toxins pile up, creating inflammation and slowing everything down, including fat loss. So before anything else, I make sure these pathways are clear and supported so your body can actually eliminate what it doesn't need. Next, we have whole food nutrition most of the time. Now, this isn't about perfection or restriction. It's about giving your body the raw materials it needs to heal and burn fat, such as quality protein to preserve muscle, colorful veggies for micronutrients, healthy fats for hormone production, and of course, fiber to feed your gut and keep digestion moving. When your body feels nourished, it stops clinging to extra weight out of survival mode. And of course, sleep and stress regulation. Your cortisol rhythm is like your body's daily thermostat for energy and fat burning. If you're running on stress hormones and sleeping poorly, your metabolism gets the message to store fat, not burn it. So I focus on habits that restore circadian rhythm, like morning sunlight, consistent bedtimes, and winding down without screens. And of course, optimizing hormones is key because hormones are chemical messengers that control everything from where you store fat to how much energy you have. So for me, that's meant using bioidentical estradiol, progesterone, and recently I added in testosterone. Balanced hormones are like switching the dial on your radio from a fuzzy AM radio station to a crystal clear FM station. Suddenly your body can actually hear the burn fat signal loud and clear. And then we need to talk about movement because when it comes to movement, more is not better. Endless cardio can actually raise cortisol and slow your metabolism, especially as we get older. So instead, I want you to focus on strength training to build lean muscle, which in turn raises your metabolic rate. And then pair it with low intensity movement like walking, which helps with blood sugar control and fat burning without adding extra stress to your body. When these pieces are in place, your body finally gets permission to release weight, reduce inflammation, and start feeling like yourself again. So here's the thing. Again, doing all the right things for a year, and I felt like my terrain was solid. So I introduced what I call my proprietary metabolic blend, a very specific combination of tools that I put together for myself and now offer my long-term clients when they're ready for next level results. And within weeks of using this metabolic stack, the scale moved, my inflammation dramatically dropped, and the constant bloating I thought was just part of midlife disappeared. And while weight loss has been a goal of mine, I've never wanted to do it at the expense of losing muscle. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It keeps your metabolism strong. It supports your hormones and protects you as you age. So as I built out my metabolic blend to make sure I could retain and even build muscle, I also wanted to increase my energy as the pounds came off. And honestly, I feel like a big part of the 10 plus pounds that I've lost in the last month is not just fat. It's been inflammation that my body has been holding on to. And here's the key. This blend only works if the foundation is in place. So if I had tried it a year ago before addressing my terrain or my internal environment, it probably wouldn't have worked as well. And I know what you're wondering. So what is this blend? Here's the thing. It's not a single product that you can go grab off a shelf. It's a strategic, advanced combination of tools that I've refined over years in functional medicine. And it's designed to reduce inflammation, protect muscle loss, and boost energy while helping your body finally let go of weight. And here's the thing, most docs aren't using the tools that I'm using in the way that I'm using them, which is why my clients see the results they do. And it's not a one-size-fits-all formula. It's tailored to each woman's health history, hormones, and her goals. Now, I'm not trying to be a jerk or gatekeep here. I just don't want you experimenting with something that could be unsafe without the right foundation and guidance. The truth is, what I'm doing should only be done under the care of a qualified healthcare professional. In the wrong context, the wrong dose, or without the right prep, it could backfire. That's why I only share my exact metabolic stack with my long-term clients, so we can make sure it's the right fit for your body and done the right way. So if your drainage and detox pathways are clogged, if your hormones are out of whack, you're running on stress hormones and you're not sleeping, you could throw the most cutting edge tool at your metabolism and it still wouldn't work. This is why in my programs, we focus on terrain or the internal environment first. Once your body's ready, then and only then do we layer in the strategies that can really accelerate your results. So if you're feeling like you're doing everything right, but the scale isn't moving, it's probably not you, it's probably your terrain. And this is exactly what I help women fix or address inside my programs. So I'll drop a link to schedule a strategy call in the description below so we can talk about your goals and figure out the best next step for you. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.